Hello everyone, Dash here and welcome to a Datapack review. Today, I was given, well not today, actually yesterday, I was given the opportunity by Reddit username Devon Huge to showcase his Datapack True Survival. And so that's exactly what we're going to do today. Okay, so without further ado, enjoy the video guys. So we start off today with our regen method. So there's actually no natural regeneration. So what you need to do is grab a log. Let's actually take some damage. So you can see, taking some damage, and I do not regenerate even though I have complete hunger. If I just throw one of these, I feel the warmth of the campfire embrace me, and I can heal again. This is honestly super cool, okay? Not gonna lie, super cool. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Which, okay, let's face it, sometimes bedtime can be a little bit broken. Okay, you can just sleep through the night and avoid all of those dangerous mobs out there, including the ones we're gonna talk about today. So, let me just grab a little bit of steak here to bring with me. When you sleep, you get hunger. Because, you know, when you wake up, you're hungry. But it gives you 2 extra hearts. And as you can see, you need to eat fast. And there we go. That's what you need to do next time you go to sleep. Think about it. So now, we're going to talk about iron. Okay? I have a command block here that will repeatedly spawn stone here. When you go mining, either stone or whatever, if you mine stone, there's a 1 in 10 chance of me getting an iron nugget while mining a piece of stone. And I honestly like that concept. You know, you can find the little bits and pieces of iron. As you can see, we just got one here, and we can keep on going, and as you can see, our iron nugget count is going up. So that's honestly really cool. Get some free iron next time you're using a haste 2 beacon. Now I'm gonna talk about armor, okay, and the special stats that each give. Let's start with leather. Even though leather is not really the type of armor you just go walk around and use, leather is actually a little bit useful now, since using leather will give you permanent speed 1 if you have the full set, and also will make you immune to creeper slowness, which I'll talk about that in a second. Chainmail armor can now be crafted using chains, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, this makes you immune to zombie bites, which we're going to talk about next. Gold armor is, I think, the ideal one for mining, since it gives you permanent haste 1. Which, you know, if you don't have a beacon, next time you go mining, whip out that gold farm and get some shiny new set. And diamond armor. So diamond armor has been currently dethroned by the new Netherite. And since this used to be the strongest armor in the game, you need to have a debuff since it's basically OP. So if you wear the full set of shiny armor waiting for that Netherite, you'll get weakness. You'll get permanent weakness until you remove the set. And last but definitely not least, we have Netherite. So Netherite will actually give you weakness, since, you know, strongest weapon and strongest armor in the game, but will also give you fire resistance, which, if made from a material from the nether, and it's basically fireproof, why can't I while I'm wearing it, right? Now we're gonna talk about zombie bites and zombie hunger in general. So you know, when you eat rotten flesh, which let me just grab some here. When you eat rotten flesh, you have a certain chance of getting hunger. Okay, that's something we usually know. But they reworked it, so when a zombie bits you, you get hunger instantly, as you can see here. The way to prevent this from happening is by wearing some chainmail armor. But now we're gonna talk about the pesky desert zombie, the Husk. The Husk is a special zombie, since if you're from a 3-block vicinity from it, you'll get hunger permanently while you're in its vicinity. As you can see, I'm safe here, just eating some steak, and if I'm in a 3-block radius, boom, I get hunger now. And so, you know, if you live in a desert, beware of these. They're quite dangerous. Now, lighting has been totally reworked, as you can see over here in Welcome to True Survival. You can see it also has some custom advancements. As you can see, over here we have a lot of stuff, which is honestly really quite cool. And as you can see, upgrade your lighting is one of them. If I grab this torch, let me just, oh yeah, there's no natural region, right? See, this is why having a campfire with you in this data pack is always important. Oh, and also you can spam logs, so that's cool too. So if you have a tree farm, you have basically infinite region. So you'll better have a shulker box full of logs and a little campfire over there to, you know, be cozy. So now, if you grab a torch and you have a zombie in the night, if you put a torch on the ground and the zombie follows you, he will destroy the torch, extinguishing it from its fire and for never to be used again. So, you know, next time you whip out a bunch of torches to light up a land, you're not safe anymore. Warrior Vikings. So, Undead Vikings are skeletons that appear with what appears to be leather armor. And usually, as normal skeletons, they have their bows out. However, if you get close to them at any time, they will whip out their bow and change it for a shiny sharpness 1 iron axe. But I cannot show you the change since I already had to go over there and find one. So you can see the mess that I have. Pigs, and I cannot believe I missed a pig. Let me just, give me a second. There we go, much better. Pigs are now a little bit useful if you're playing Skyblock. Because if I just grab myself a stack of potatoes real quick, if I feed this little pig, when the little estate passes out, we are gonna get either dirt or puzzle. It's a certain chance for it to be either dirt or either puzzle, but you're guaranteed every time you feed it, you'll get some nasty little feces from it. Which, I mean, if you want dirt and puzzle for your building projects, you do you. Now moving on to automatic fishing farms. Okay, so fishing farms have been totally reworked. And if you want especially a salmon farm and a rotten flesh farm, polar bears are your option of choice. Polar bears, when they are in water, they have a 50% chance of pulling out a salmon every, I think it's a minute. But they have a 25% chance of grabbing a rotten flesh and another 25% of just missing the catch. So, you know, grab a couple polar bears, put them some hoppers, and you have yourself a totally automatic food farm. Now, I don't even know how he got there. I'm giving it credit where credit is due. Get out of here. So now, queen spiders. Queen spiders are spiders that appear with strength 1. Now, you know, spiders can often appear with different effects in Minecraft. It's honestly quite a little bit rare, but it can happen. So if a spider appears with strength 1, you'll get a queen spider. Now, a queen spider will leave cobwebs as it walks, and it will also generate cave spiders. So, if you're unlucky enough that a little spider grabs some strength 1 potion out of your chest, well, you have now a reason to be afraid, huh? Stop talking about queen spiders, and let's go into the Netherlands, where we have a couple of reworks to the piglin bartering system. So you can see, here we are in a piglin land. Let me just... If I just give myself a pair of golden boots and... So if I just give myself some golden boots and a little bit of gilded blackstone, which you can find in bastion remnants, if I grab a piglin over here and just boop, throw it at it, he will just grab the blackstone and throw me some extra goodies. So you can see, why is he attacking me? I have gold on. Let's not talk about that. So now he can give you ender pearls, he can give you healing cells, which are something we're going to talk about later on. He can give you even ancient debris, since when I was testing this to see if the data pack was working, he gave me 2 ancient debris for the piece of 1 gilded blackstone. So that's honestly useful. Wandering Traders have also been giving a neat little rework, now having 3 other variants. One of them is the Spelunker. So, Wandering Traders have been given 3 other species of them. So we have the natural, boring, overworld one that if you don't have another data pack open, they're quite boring. They just give you, maybe if they sell you gunpowder, kill, they're useful, but apart from that, nothing too much. But with this data pack, I don't have a living copy of this here, but if you have this data pack and you go mining on some caves, you can find the Spelunker. Now the Spelunker is this certain type of wandering trader which appears in caves and can give you some really cool stuff such as this. And just a little quick disclaimer, I couldn't get this to work because I'm in a super flat world and super flat worlds don't have caves, and I couldn't get one to spawn here. So I'm just gonna show you a picture of the loot table such as this one. Now the Netherite variant, because now there's a Nether variant, is the Strider Jockey. So now the Strider Jockey will appear on top of Striders, because duh, and they will show you some really nice Nether themed stones and things such as lodestones and such other cool stuff just like this. But last and definitely not least, we have the Voyager. Now the Voyager is quite honestly a thing of its own. It lives in the End Islands and can give you some sweet deals including shulker boxes. So I honestly, next time I go mining, go to the Nether to my gold farm or go to bust out another elytra, maybe I can find something. Now, this is not the first time I've recorded this, I'm not gonna lie. And they've reworked the Ender Dragon, and I tried to do it once, failed. So I'm gonna explain to you while we look at this little background, okay? That's what we're gonna do because I don't want to do that fight again. So now, the Ender Dragon fight. The Ender Dragon fight has now been reworked, because if you don't remove the crystals almost immediately, the dragon can teleport to you anytime she wants. So better throw those crystals real quick if you don't want the dragon eating you in the air every 15 seconds. Now, once you've damaged it enough, you go into the second phase. Now, the second phase means that phantoms will spawn on you. I guess it was every minute. I did the script like 2 days ago. And so, you need to be fast if you don't want a whole horde of phantoms going on you. And once it's low enough, you enter the final stage. Probably the most dangerous stage in any Minecraft I've ever seen. Once it's low enough, charged creepers start spawning from the sky. And yes, you heard me right. Charged creepers. You know the damage they can make. So, better be careful. So now, I can show you some custom crafting recipes that he added to the data pack. And I mean, some of these get used quite a lot, and some are just things I really wanted but couldn't get. We're gonna start off with torches. Now, torches have a lot of ways to craft themselves. Let me just get myself a crafting table. So now I've given myself a crafting table and I'm gonna plop it down in the middle of this. No, it ruins your symmetry, but that's how we're gonna do it. Now, the rookie way of making torches is just plop some sticks in a campfire, wait for them just a tad little bit, and then you will have yourself some torches. So you can see here, we have some torches. Plop them there, plop them wherever you want. Don't put them in those. Don't put them in over here because in the floors, because the zombies will try and stomp them. Now we have another way to make some torches. If we just grab a stick, some coal, and some grass over here, put them all together, and you get the custom 4 torches. Now there's another way to do it, which involves a more renewable way of coal, which is charcoal. You do it exactly the same way, except that it's not coal, it's charcoal. But last but not least, you have a stick and the fire charge. Now the fire charge you can get from blazes. I forgot to put that on the script. Good job. And it actually gives you 6. So, you know, if you go out killing some blazes, you might get yourself some torches. What is that? Okay, this isn't in the script. This isn't a scripted part. I'm just honestly confused. Oh, he's an invisible one. Okay, that makes sense. So now we're gonna talk about shields. Shields are honestly a little bit OP. So he made it difficult to make them. As you can see, requiring 4 oak planks, 4 leather, and 1 block of iron. Just put them in a crafting table like so, if I'm not wrong. Put the expensive iron block in the middle, and I've obviously made this wrong. Just give me a second. Now you have yourself a nice little shield. Next thing we're going to talk about, chains. Chains are actually now cheaper to get, only requiring 4 iron nuggets, which you can easily get from mining stone. You can see, got some chains. And chains are now actually required to create 1 useful armor, chainmail. Now you can create chainmail armor using chains, using the regular recipes you'd use for any other item of armor. You can just plop them down in you and feel awesome. Next thing are these 3 things. Now, these 3 things, as you can know, are basically crucial for any Minecraft player out there. And now this makes it required to have emeralds, okay? This is not required to even complete the game. Because as you can see, if you just grab an ender pearl, some blaze powder, and an emerald we got, plop them down in there, got an eye of ender. I probably can't even throw it, there's no stronghold. Now, I want to talk about something a bit. If you kill any mob, you have a certain chance of getting an emerald. This is why emeralds are now so crucial. So, it depends on certain variables like chance of farmability and difficulty of defeat, but it's honestly quite cool that you can get a little bit of currency while killing some mobs. The enchanting table is a little bit more expensive, requiring now 9 emeralds to make. Just put this like so, missing an obsidian block but replacing it with an emerald block, put the book in, and you got yourself an enchanting table going on. And last, the ender chest. This now is probably the most expensive emerald-wise item. We just plop in 6 obsidian like a 6, put 2 emerald blocks, and an eye of ender. Boom. Ender chest. I'm gonna actually plop this down here. So you can see 0 invest banking. As you can see, there we go. Now there's now a way to craft slime balls, which is grab a water bucket, grab 8 spider eyes. If you have a spider farm, then you can use this. Pop, just get yourself a little slime ball. Now jack-o'-lanterns are now one way of light. You can use it. You don't even need a carved pumpkin. Just put a pumpkin in there, put a torch, got yourself neat little jack-o'-lantern. Gonna pop that there. Sugar can now be created from beetroot, so now beetroots actually have a purpose for once. Cobwebs can actually be created by using slime balls and string. If I just didn't mean to do that. If I just do this, grab some slime balls, put them like so, now we have some cobwebs, which I mean, you can easily make strength 1 potions and have automatic cobweb forms, but if you don't have anything of that, you can always use these little cobwebs. It's a nice little trick. Just gonna pop them down here. Next thing on the list are fermented spider eyes, which now, instead of another mushroom, you require sugar. So now, plop these down and you got a fermented spider eye for your potion of weakness. Black dye can now be created using charcoal. So you just plop a charcoal in there, get some black dye, and now get your sweet black banner if you want to. There's also another way which just requires normal coal. Just like so, now you have yourself some more dye. And I'm actually going to kill this husk because it's going to give me hunger every time I get close to this area. Now there's another way to make sugar and it requires sweet berries. So now, having a sweet berry farm can also have a purpose. Last of our little crafting recipes before we move on to our furnace recipes is the dispenser, which now requires a dropper and the materials to make a bow. Plop in the dropper in the middle, put these 3 sticks down, these string, and now you have yourself a little dispenser to shoot arrows at your friends if you're that kind of guy. Now we're gonna move on, before we go into this, to the drop crafting. So drop crafting is basically you throw some items in the ground and they'll make something out of magic. We have 2 items, the war horn and the healing staff. I'm gonna go with the war horn first. The war horn is basically something that if you put it in your F, you put it there, you will call a raid at any time. Well, you get Bad Omen 3, and if you get close to a village, you'll call a raid. Okay? So now that you have this, you can, if you are near any village, you will cause our tier 3 raid. But how do you craft this, you may ask? All you're gonna need is a stone cutter, some stripped crimson stem, water bucket, and a little piece of sugar cane. Put your stone cutter down. Now throw this into the blade and you get some carved crimson wood. Now put that in the ground, put some sugar cane in a water bucket, you get your war horn and you'll get your bucket back. So now I have Bad Omen 3 now, thanks to that. Now if I take a little bit of damage over here, yep, there we go. I will obviously, if I don't have any logs, which I usually don't, I will need something else to heal me. The healing salve, which is honestly quite easy to make. Throw in a honey bottle, throw in 2 coke. Did I? Okay. You get your bottle back so you can keep on using it, and now you get a healing salve. So you put it in your offhand, and it heals you just a tad bit. Now, the furnace recipes. With a smoker, you can do 2 things. And I obviously forgot to put coal. Give me a second. There we go. Get some coal. Now, what we can do in the smoker, if we put a sapling in the smoker, wait for it to stop burning, we can get ourselves a dead bush, which I mean, if you want some decoration, you can surely do that. Sweet berries have another purpose in the smoker, which is to give yourself some red dye. So now you have a red dye farm if you didn't have an iron farm. Talking about iron farms can now be not automatic. By the way, think. They will only drop iron if the player kills them. You can kill them with a blast chamber and they will still work. Now onto blast furnace recipes. We have a lot to cover, so just stay strapped and I'll guide you through this. You can put andesite, granite, or diorite, I don't know if I said that right, and you can turn them all into blackstone, which I mean, if you don't want any of these blocks, and I usually don't use them that often, you can turn that into something you might use more, such as blackstone. Now finally, you can blast sand into glass, which is something I really wanted to do for a very long time. And you can also blast cobblestone into stone and stone into smooth stone. As you can see here, just grab that stone, plop that in the blast furnace. You normally do these with a normal furnace, but now this can be better. Also sandstone, you can just put that in there instead of the normal one and have some smooth sandstone, and the same goes with the red sandstone. You can do it exactly the same and get all of that. And that is basically almost all the features, my friend. I might have missed a few, and I might have said some more, but this is basically a Datapack. Now, my opinion is I actually love this Datapack, okay? There's just no bias. Nobody has paid me to do this. I actually just took the offer. This is actually a really, really cool Datapack. Just healing with a campfire, having breakfast, a chance of getting iron while mining, armor rewards, zombie behaviors, some nice little works to mobs and fishing farms. The piglin is one of my favorites, okay? And the wandering changes. Having more options to barter with, it's just amazing. The end battle, that's gonna be a hard one. And out of 10, I would give this Datapack a 10. Okay, I just love how it implements such things that you would normally not notice, but then after time, you know they're crucial. And that's honestly what I love about this. Okay, this is something I really enjoy. And you know, if you want me to do a Let's Play, you can always tell me in the comments down below. Helps out a ton. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, like this video, and you can share it with your friends if you want. But that's where I'm gonna leave my review today. Okay, this is honestly quite a cool Datapack. Download link and the website link will be in the description below. According to Devon, this video will be on the website, so if you want this Datapack and share it with your friends, you can share it and they'll watch my video on it. So now, thank you so much for watching, and my name is Dash. I'll see you guys in the next ones. Goodbye!